What if everything you knew about .xxx was only half the story? .xxx is a sponsored top-level domain, STLD, intended as a voluntary option for pornographic websites on the internet. This option enables website operators to establish a web address like example.xxx instead of example.com. The sponsoring organization is the International Foundation for Online Responsibility, IFR. A generic top-level domain, GTLD, for sexually explicit material was proposed as one tool for dealing with the conflict between those who wish to provide and access such material through the internet and those who wish to prevent access to it, such as preventing access by children and adolescents. For example, a report related to the U.S. Child Online Protection Act, 1998, said, "There are no technical barriers to creating an adult domain, and it would be very easy to block all websites within an adult domain." Advocates of the idea argued that it would be easier for parents and employers to block the entire TLD, rather than using more complex and error-prone content-based internet filtering, without imposing any restrictions on those who wish to access it. Editors of explicit content sites, however, were afraid that the use of a single TLD like .xxx would also make it easier for search engines to block all of their content. Critics of the idea argued that because there would be no requirement for providers of explicit content to use the TLD, sexually explicit material would still be commonplace in other domains, making it ineffectual at restricting access and simply creating a new landrush. As registrants of .com domains hosting explicit material attempted to duplicate their registrations in the .xxx domain, competing with operators who hoped to register desirable names unavailable in other TLDs. There was also concern that the existence of .xxx would lead to legislation making its use mandatory for sexually explicit material, leading to legal conflicts over the definition of sexually explicit, free speech rights, and jurisdiction. There were early indications that .xxx domain names would be registered not with the intent to focus on pornographic content, but to use the adult connotations as a benefit to a marketing strategy. An example is the registration of kite.xxx, which is aimed at the extreme sport of kitesurfing, thus benefiting from sexual connotations and innuendo for humor and promotional purposes. Another example of a .xxx domain name being registered without a focus on pornographic content was the registration of Pope Benedict.xxx, which contained pro-Islamic content despite being named after Pope Benedict XVI. The .xxx TLD was first proposed in 2000 by ICM Registry and resubmitted in 2004, but it faced strong opposition from politicians and conservative groups. ICANN announced on June 1, 2005 a preliminary approval of .xxx as an STLD similar to .aero, .travel, etc. ICM said it would charge $60 per year for domains. In August 2005, the Bush administration pressured ICANN not to adopt a .xxx because of increasing concerns about the impact of pornography on families and children. On June 6, 2008, in accordance with ICANN bylaws, ICM filed an application with the International Center for Dispute Resolution for an independent review challenging ICANN's decision. The filing became ICDR case number 5117T00222408, and in September 2009, a live hearing was held in Washington, D.C., where both sides submitted documentary evidence and witness testimony. The Free Speech Coalition expressed opposition to .xxx in early March 2011, arguing it would harm the adult entertainment business by inviting censorship and blocking, while raising money for ICM without considering the best interests of the industry. On March 18, 2011, ICANN's board approved the execution of the registry agreement with ICM for the .xxx-sponsored top-level domain. The vote was 9 in favor, 4 against, with 3 abstentions. ICM was expected to make over $200 million a year, with 3 to 5 million domain registrations, as companies were anticipated to defensively register their domains. The TLD entered its sunrise period on September 7, 2011. The sunrise period ended October 28, 2011. Landrush period lasted from November 8 through November 25, and general availability commenced on December 6, 2011. If this gave you chills, hit like and subscribe. A new documentary drops every week.